Hi there guys, my name is John from ActiveJR.com, and in this video I'm going to be doing a buyer's guide across the entire Fenix 5 Plus series. Now this is not a detailed review. A detailed review will be coming out in the next couple of days, just in the middle of editing that right now. This will talk you through some of the key features that are pretty similar, but then it will distinguish and tell you which features are different on each device and give you my opinion on which one may be right for you. Now before we get started, if you want one of these devices after watching this video, check out the links in the description below. Really helps out ActiveJR to continue to make these videos. Also check out my social channels as well, and the full article in the link below. There is a link to my website which will give you a load more information and loads of other reviews and fitness and smart home. So guys, thanks very much. Let's get straight into this video. Okay, so starting with all the features that are the same, what I'm not going to do is go into detail about these features. I'm just going to talk you through so you have a good understanding of which features are included as standard with all three devices. All the Fenix 5 Plus series comes with a 1.2 inch 240 by 240 screen. Now this is exactly the same across all the range despite the size of the watch. Now the other great feature that's included is full topo active maps. Now these were included in the 5X last year, but they're included across the entire range, and it's the same level of mapping you get on all three devices. You also get turn-by-turn directions to use with those maps, and that's exactly the same again across the entire range, along with trendline routing. So the trendline routing also works across all the devices, and again there's another video above that's coming that talks more in depth about trendline routing and does a full review on that feature. All three devices also include the great fitness tracking. It's the exact same fitness profiles, first beat technology, all the VO2 max information across all three devices. So you're not actually getting anything different if you buy the top end device compared to buying the low end device. In terms of connectivity, you also get the same level of connectivity, so you get Bluetooth support and ANT+, and you're able to connect headphones as well with the music. So the connectivity is exactly the same. A new feature for the Fenix Plus series is Climb Pro. Now this is similar to the Ascent profile screen on the activities. However, it's mainly used for hiking, and it will break down your climbs based on your map that you've loaded. Now I've used this and I think it's pretty good, and it gives you a lot of information, and this was probably one of my default screens when I was out hiking. You also get Garmin Pay, and if your bank is lucky enough to support this, then you can use Garmin Pay with the device. You also get GPS, GLONASS and Galileo support across the entire range. And finally, they all include music support, so you can load up to 500 songs onto the device or use iHeartRadio, and apparently Deezer's also coming later this year, and that will come to all the devices as well. So now you've heard all the common features that are featured across all the devices. Let's talk about the things that differentiate all three devices. So first of all, moving on to the design. All three models feature different sizes, 42mm right up to 51mm. Obviously the watch size is different as well. So the Fenix 5S is a lot smaller, whereas the Fenix 5X is a very chunky watch. In terms of the bezel material, and also the backplate, the Fenix 5S Plus only comes in a stainless steel option, whereas the Fenix 5 Plus and the Fenix 5X both come in stainless steel and titanium. And an interesting point here is the 5 Plus and 5X Plus also come with a diamond-like coating on some of the titanium options, which are the most expensive, which give it extra strength. Now, the weight is a big factor here. The 5S is at 65 grams, going all the way up to 96 grams on the Fenix 5 Plus. So you need to decide if you want a lighter watch, then the 5S Plus is probably a choice for you. Now, in terms of the screen, the 5S Plus and the 5 Plus come with a chemically strengthened glass, or if you want to pay a little bit more, sapphire crystal, whereas the 5X only comes with a sapphire screen option. Now they all feature the quick fit bands, and the 5S comes with the 21mm, the 5 the 22mm, and the 5X comes with the 27mm quick fit bands. Now some big design differences. As you can see, the 5S is probably suited to someone with smaller wrists, whereas the 5X is a really chunky watch and you won't miss it. So let's now move on to the biggest difference of all, which is the battery life. So in terms of the battery life on the Fenix 5 Plus, it's up to 7 days in smartwatch mode and it is 11 hours in GPS mode, 4.4 hours in GPS and music, or ultra track mode 25 hours. Now this is a slight drop in last year's model, but it's still fairly good. Now moving on to the Fenix 5 Plus, you get 12 days in smartwatch mode, 18 hours in GPS and music up to 8 hours, and ultra track mode you get 42 hours. Now again, this is a slight drop from last year's model, but it's still quite good. Now I've been testing it and I'm still getting a reasonably good battery life, so I'm still okay, impressed with it, and I've actually gone with this device in the end. Now finally, you get with the Fenix 5X Plus a mammoth 20 days of battery life in smartwatch mode, up to 32 hours in GPS and music up to 13 hours, and ultra track you get a massive 70 hours. Now obviously if you look at all of these, there's a drastic difference in battery life between the devices, and it all depends on what you're wanting to do and how you want to use them. Now the final difference between all the three devices is PulseOX. This only comes with the Fenix 5X Plus. Now the Fenix 5X Plus is aimed at people that are going to be doing high altitude climbing. And in the UK, the highest mountain is Ben Nevis in Scotland. Now this sensor is just no use on there because the mountain's not high enough. So I'm not an expert in this field, so I'm not even going to try and talk about it. But what I'm going to say is that if you are someone that does high altitude climbing, then you know what this sensor is, and it's probably going to be useful for you. If you're having to go into Google and Google to find out what this sensor does, or you've never heard of it before, then it's certainly not something that you're probably going to use. So I would suggest don't waste your money and maybe look at one of the devices, but that's entirely up to you. So that's a key difference out of the way. Now let me give you my opinion on which watch is aimed at different types of people. So starting with the Fenix 5S Plus, I think this watch is aimed at someone who wants a smaller watch, that maybe has smaller wrists, and that maybe wants a lighter watch, but still wants all the great features that already feature on the other high-end watches in terms of the Fenix 5 Plus, but maybe doesn't want the bigger size. Then this is a great option for you. Just remember the battery life is not as good as the other models, but it'll still get you through an activity. It'll certainly get you through a marathon, I think, and it will also allow you to still use the device in a day-to-day setting, but you just have to charge it a little bit more. Now the Fenix 5 Plus is the same price as the Fenix 5S Plus, but comes in a bigger form factor. It also has a better battery life, but you still get all the great features that feature across all the devices. Now this is aimed at someone that maybe wants a watch that looks like an everyday watch. You've got the silver titanium with orange flare band, which looks really nice, and it can be used in a variety of different settings. So it's a great option with a great battery life. Now moving on to the Fenix 5X Plus, now this is the ultimate adventurer's watch. You get the mammoth battery life, you also get the PulseOX sensor and all the great features that come with all the other devices. However, it is a big price and it's a big ask to spend this kind of money on a fitness watch, and I don't think the PulseOX sensor and certainly the battery life is going to be for everybody. Now you've also got the other question, if you already own a Fenix 5 from the previous series, should you be upgrading? Now, my advice has been in other articles and videos, if you're going to use all the new features such as mapping, trendline routing, the music, the Garmin support, and all of those new features, then it could be possibly an upgrade for you if you want to drop down the cash on this device. Certainly a great option. However, if you're not going to use all them features, I don't think it's worth upgrading. Also as well, if you've got a device already you've got connectivity issues with, or you've got GPS problems with, or you've got some sort of problem that is a recognized problem that lots of people have complained about, don't just upgrade the device to fix the problem. Get onto Garmin, give them pressure to replace your device and get it fixed, because ultimately you've got a warranty with them and you need to get that sorted out. So guys, thanks very much for watching this video. It's been greatly appreciated. Don't forget there's a review on the Fenix 5X Plus models coming out over the next couple of days when I finish the editing. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, it'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much. I'll speak to you soon.